What? What do we do? This is Patrick. He is a father, he runs a business, and he is the most body-aware person I have ever worked with. For years, Patrick's pain moved. One day it was his ankles, the next day his knees, then his glutes, then his shoulders, his breathing. He would roll out one side all day, and then the next day he would move to the other side. He'd spend hours every day chasing pain. He would leave work just to lie on the floor with tennis balls just to function. The person best equipped to fix himself could not fix this. He is about to tell you what it was like. I'm going to tell you what was actually driving it, because he never got that part on camera. Patrick had tried more than most people try in a lifetime. Cold plunging, sauna, PRP, acupuncture, cupping, the best physical therapists around, and none of it helped. Here is why. Patrick had scars all over him. His chest, ribs, forehead. He had multiple surgeries on one knee and a history of injuries on top of all of that stuff.
I'm one of those persons that will say I've tried everything. Of one side of the body hurting one day, rolling that out all day, the other side of the body hurting all day, rolling that out all day, and this would go on all day, every day. Most importantly, with my family, wanting to get up and get outside and play with my daughter, or say go to the farmer's market on the weekends, or go hiking, or really anything. A lot of my mornings consisted of getting up and rolling on a foam roller or a tennis ball, or stretching, or doing anything I could to get instant relief to start my day. And a lot of times that would turn into hours of, even at work, I would remove myself from the main office where multiple of me and my staff work, and I would go into a side office, and same thing. You know, I would sit on the table with tennis balls under my hamstrings. I mean, same thing that I just explained, but at work. From as simple as cold plunge, sauna, cryotherapy, to as far as like doing PRP on my whole body. You know, psychics, psychotherapy, all sorts of other body work that, you know, massage, chiropractor, visceral, acupuncture. I mean, there's a whole list, cupping, needling. There's so many things and modalities and hands and businesses that I've poured into and would get temporary relief. So there were so many different variations throughout my week that there were times I was going 2 to 3 time sessions a week, from active release therapy to organ work to acupuncture to massage later that weekend. And that's how desperate I was to find a solution in these problems that I was having. I was willing to spend any dollar that I had to feel better. These loops were constantly going on in my mind for years.
I pressed my thumb into the scar on the side of his chest, and that mark stayed purple for 3 minutes. That is not normal. That is a place his body was still guarding years after it healed and was not getting great blood flow. And that one scar was doing more than anyone had thought to look for. It was restricting how he breathed. It had shut down the left side of his chest, and his breath was impacted all the way down to his pelvic floor. Man or woman, when the pelvic floor goes quiet, other parts that don't make sense, like your knees and your ankles, pay for it. That is where his pain kept showing up. Not because anything was wrong with his knees, because the real problem was nowhere near them. He had another scar too, between his eyes, and that one was throwing off how his eyes worked. It was making him dizzy, and it was leaching into how his body works at the basic human level. It was impacting the way he walks, his gait pattern. I want you to see this next part, because you would not believe it if I only told you. Watch his right arm before I worked his eyes and after. All right, so we're gonna test the gait pattern. Again, go ahead and lift these two up. Breath in and out, don't let me push. Good. And same thing with the other two. Breath in and out, don't let me push. All right. All right, so let's go lift these up. Keep them straight, turn breath in and out, don't let me push. Right there. Yep. Yep. Breath in and out, don't let me push. Dude. 6 reps each. What? What do we do?
The moment I realized something truly shifted for me was not necessarily an aha moment, but and this is how energy works. Like we want this big moment, right? I've gone into so many treatments and massages being like, maybe if they just hit this one point, it will fix it. And it never works. It never has, it never will. It's just not the way the body is designed. And the consistency of coming in 1 week after the next and the week before, those aches and pains were no longer there. Feels like I've turned the biggest corner in my life. A few months ago, prior to seeing Joe, I was back to where I thought I was many years ago in chronic pain. I was waking up spinning. I was having vertigo. I wasn't able to go to work. And we fixed that in one session, a 60-minute session. So not only all been taken care of, I'm now looking at expanding my business. I'm now looking at, I want another kid. I want another baby. We want to expand our family and our business and really just our lives in general. And that cannot happen without healing the system. Because if your mind is on the system all day long, that's where your energy is going. I've been healed from so many aches and pains that I have the capacity to now move forward and look at the bigger picture, because just because it's the knee doesn't mean we need to go after the knee. The body is so complicated, yet Joe makes it so simple to understand why there's dysfunction. If you're unsure about working with Joe, I want you to run a timeline of things you've done to where you are now and ask yourself, have they stuck and have they fixed the problem? If they haven't, this is your chance.
If your pain moves, if you've tried everything on Patrick's list and more, there is a reason that none of it stuck. It is not that your body is broken. It is that nobody had looked in the right place yet. I'm the person you see when the surgery is done and the pain isn't. Your body is not broken. It is misunderstood.